So we're back. Dan and Ninko Show, episode 31.
31?
31.
31 times.
Do you think, I know it's not 31, but 31, just I have dyslexia, so I think of 13. Is 13 a lucky or unlucky number?
I don't know.
What do you think? I think it's lucky.
I think it's lucky, too.
I think it's
a
lucky number. Lucky 13?
I don't think it's an unlucky number.
I think 7 is probably,
That's a lucky number, though, 7.
lucky number 7?
Yeah.
But then 777.
It's lucky. I guess
Oh, no.
like 666.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut on that one. Let's cut on that one. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about, numbers.
Numbers.
Talking about numbers. Numbers.
Like 777, unlucky.
No. 666, whatever that means. 777, 1313. All right, I want to talk about numbers. So you see these like veterans that have a football number or a jersey number in basketball, hockey, whatever.
It's bigger in football, it seems like, though.
No, I think hockey's probably big too. Or baseball. I bet you baseball. There's probably managers.
I don't know.
You know what's so weird? Think about it this way. Baseball's the only sport where the coach actually wears the same uniform as the player.
Supposed to.
It's so weird.
Supposed to.
Like you got
But
some
they don't.
Tommy Lasorda, like big belly guy in a like uniform.
Ready to go.
Imagine if Bill's out there like fully uniformed out with shoulder pads, helmet, with a headset.
Ready to go in?
Just like cover 2. It's
No.
so odd. It's so odd that an old man should be in a uniform.
You don't think football numbers are the biggest thing for people?
No, I bet baseball. I really do, because baseball
think so.
people are very like superstitious and
but-
like have a weird routine. They like put seeds on their left cheek and then chew with the right cheek and spit a certain way.
But I don't think numbers have anything to do with it. Because the thing with baseball, is, like with football up until this year, I guess,
Yeah.
you could be any number, right? You played left field, you could be 1, you could be 99, you could be 12, you can be whatever you want. Catcher, the same. But at least in football, everything used to be, certain numbers were for certain positions and all that.
So if you were a veteran and you had a number for a long time.
Yeah. You want that number.
Excuse me. I might need a wash. I need a beer. Let's see. What is this? We have a Vanished Valley batch number 40 pale ale limited. This is a limited edition, so I feel.
Did you pick it because it was shiny?
I don't know. I just picked it because we never had it before. So I'm thinking back to like a rookie coming into say 2006, 2007, 2008 team. You were basically given a number. Listen, I was number 79.
Well,
yuck.
Yeah, the Patriots just when you go to practice, when you get on the team or whatever,
They just give you whatever.
like, whatever's there.
Yeah,
right?
Like they give you.
Like it doesn't make a sense. You get like
No, you
like
get
2.
a terrible number.
Yeah,
you can get a terrible. Well, I mean, 2's better than 79. So let me think of my football career. When I was Pee Wee football, 1 year they gave me 69. Grunk, you love that one. That was a. You should see. I had like a nice hard parts, hair slicked over. I looked, a little chubby at the time. I looked stout.
What age was that?
I played 1 year in 5th grade with varsity, with 8th graders, because I was a little chubby kid. Smells good?
Smells really good, actually.
All right. Let's see.
That's good.
Ooh, it does smell good.
It's actually really good.
Oh, wow. I might drink 2 of those. No breakfast. You know what I mean?
That's a good one. So you were 5th grade.
I was 69.
Yeah.
Okay. Played offensive line. It's a great number.
Great number for an offensive lineman too.
Yeah, good number.
Yeah.
Good number for an offensive line. Then I didn't play again till my freshman year of high school. I was 63 offensive lineman. Then from that point on, my freshman, sophomore year, I was 63. Then my junior year, I became athletic. Well, I was always athletic, but they moved me to D-line because they realized, like, let's not. This is the thing with football. If you're a big kid, these coaches are like, put him at guard. Put him at guard. I'm like, I don't like guard. I don't like guard. Like, coaches keeping me in a stance for like 15 minutes. Get out of here.
You would have liked guard if you signed a Joe Tooney contract.
Oh, I'd play guard right now, baby. I'd put 50 pounds on right now. I'll start eating Twinkies every day. So then I was 90.
That's
90.
good for a line.
Yeah, D-line, DN. Then I went to junior college. I was 90 my freshman year. I was 93 my sophomore year. Then at Purdue, I was 93 for my senior year, right? Then I went to New Orleans. I was 93 in New Orleans. Then I blew my knee out, and then like they didn't care. They didn't care anymore. So then I went from there. I was 93 up until they cut me. Then I went to Miami, 93 in Miami. They gave me 93.
Did you pick any of these, or they just give it to you?
They just gave it to me,
Okay.
honestly. I think they just give you the number that, like, you were in, if it's available.
Yeah.
If it's available.
Yeah.
So then I was 93 in Miami when I played in 07. Then they cut me, and I was there for a couple years on practice squad. So you really don't have a number, like it doesn't really matter at that point. So then when I went back to New Orleans, they gave me 79 as a long snapper. It's terrible number, 79. Like, I would think of like a huge, massive human playing tackle at 79. It was like a 4X jersey too, so it used to be a fat old lineman. And then I tied it up and like made it tight on me. I'm like, what is this stuff here? So
They don't give you a jersey to your size?
no, it's the jersey sizes are all like based on numbers. So like if it was like 60s, 70s, they're usually like 4X big ass.
Yeah, but if you make the team, they got to give you.
They don't care.
They'll give you a jersey that fits you.
If
you're a starter.
If you're a starter, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're just what I was, no, they don't care because they know you're not making the team.
Yeah, like it's been used by 5 people, just to reuse one.
Yeah, I used to like go ask for like a pair of shorts, and they'd be like, "Shorts? Let me give you a pair." I'm like, "Yeah, they're dirty." Oh, just wear those. Can I have some gloves? Gloves? You only get one pair for the year? Gross, So then after that, I got cut, and then I got picked up by the Patriots, and I was 45. I remember like looking at my locker. I'm like, you 45?
You a fullback?
Yeah, right. And then, honestly, when I made the team, I didn't want 50. I didn't want it because I was like, all right, white guy, 50. Give him 50. Vrabel. Yeah, size 22 shoe. Like, okay, like you want me to come in the year that they trade Vrabel and like be a guy that looks similar to him in number 50? Like, oh yeah, that's gonna set me up perfectly for people to say this guy sucks. So I came in the locker room like week 1 and I looked. I'm like, yeah, they gave me 50. So then I was like, all right, well, I better play well. Better play a long time and play at a high level. But it worked out, So I was 50 for 8 years, and now it's like Ninko 50. Sounds cool. Well, now I'm not even Ninko 50 anymore. I'm Ninko.
No, you can't be.
I'm Ninko 00. Retired, no number.
You've been replaced with another Vitch.
Yep.
55,
Vitch came in. Another Vitch.
Yeah, wearing it proud.
He was excited. When I met him for the first time, he was like, "Oh, bro, like so happy to see you. Like, man, I just want 50. Like, I'd love to have 50. And I'm like, all right, man. Hope you have 50.
So do you take like pride in that number now?
I like 50. I felt that I represented that level of play well for
the 50s.
For 50s.
Who was 50 before Vrabel?
I don't know.
Was it Roman Pfeiffer or something like that?
I'm not sure, but as a fan, I'm just saying that y'all had 16 years of some pretty good play from that number. So, not many teams get 16 years of like consistent 8, 10 sacks, 100 tackles, interceptions, toot my horn. But
you're looking for somebody. You looking for people to say thank you?
No.
Yeah, you are.
No. That's how I got paid for, is to make plays. If I didn't, guess what? Yeah.
I tried to look up like
hey Rob,
like the history of number 50 for New England Patriots, and the first thing that comes up is Chase Winovich.
Does it?
Yeah.
History. Oh, that's because he's now.
I know, but I put history.
No, put all-time numbers list. Patriots. It'll give you like every player that ever played.
People ask the number one question: what happened to Rob Ninkovich?
Here, click on it. What's it say? He retired?
Retirement.
Mm-hmm.
On July 30, 2017, Ninkovich announced his retirement in the NFL after 11 seasons.
That was it. See you
and
later.
he would be joining the network as an ESPN as an NFL analyst.
I'm an analyst.
Well, you're on the 50 greatest Patriots of all time.
Mm-hmm. No, I made it. I made the all-decade team or whatever. I guess that's cool.
So when it goes to numbers, though, you have new players that come in, but then you could have veterans that come back.
This is what happens: is a veteran leaves, goes somewhere else, and then comes back, or retires and comes back. So, for example, I remember Junior Seau retired I think he retired after 08, or he played 08. And obviously, Junior Seau, 55. That's 5'5". You know what I'm saying? So when he came back in 2009, Derek Burgess had that number. And I can remember Bill walking up to Burgess after practice.
Did he just take the jersey off his
back?
No,
he walked up to him, and I remember him walking. Burgess, Derek Burgess. I mean, look up Derek Burgess. That guy was scary. You wouldn't even talk to that guy. He just was scary looking, he'd kill you. Quiet. I think he's got a talk show now. Of all things, I didn't know Derek Burgess would be able to speak anything, because he never said a word. He barely said anything to anybody, and if he did, you're like, whoa, you might rip my head off. But so Bill walked up to him. They're walking off the practice field, and I remember thinking to myself, I wonder what that's about. And then the next day, Bill was like, hey, we signed Junior back. He'll be here today. And boom, he was right next to me, 55. So they don't usually, if it's a player that has status and has always been that number, you willingly just say, yeah, give it up. This new modern age of pay me for that number because I was here, and then I know you want it, so now I have leverage on you. No. That doesn't happen. How did that go
in the locker room?
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Not with me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. If I was hey, that's I played here a long time. That's my number. I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
with that number.
Say you retired in 17, and then another player gets 50 and 18, and you come back at 19. What would happen if the player said to you, I know you want to be 50, but it's gonna cost you $100,000?
I go right to Bill. No, I mean, you would just say, sorry, buddy, you're not getting a dime. You haven't done shit in that number. If you did something and you played a lot of years here and you freaking made that your brand. JE11, if Julian wanted to come back and some rookie had 11, you think that rookie has the right to ask for money for that number?
$100,000 for 11.
Get the hell out of here! No, I'll give you a.
What would you do in the locker room if you were in the locker room and you heard that somebody was doing?
I'd say take your shit off. You'd be lucky to even keep that.
Just go take the jersey from him.
No, I'd take everything out of his locker with that number on it and say, look, do you want 00? Because your ass might have no number if you're going to be like this. And I think that's a problem with young kids. I sound like an old man now. Young kids,
whippersnappers.
Young kids these days. It's I don't know. It's they think the number is theirs. You're just, the team actually gives you the number. If you earn a certain status with that number and you earn respect and you make plays and you win big games, then that number is attached to your name.
Yeah. So
if you're a young kid and you have no leverage, I don't want to be an asshole, but if you're, Chase Winovich, number 50, he needs to start and make a lot of big plays and win a playoff game, win a Super Bowl, because then that attaches to him. At this point, just like any young player, their number is just given to them because they need to have a number.
Yeah, because if you just come in as a rookie, they just give
you the number.
You don't really ask for the number, right? They just give you the number.
Yeah, I didn't ask for 50. I honestly wanted like 52 or like something else, but I think Eric Alexander had 52. But
but you're not coming in as in the draft or unknown free agent. And you're saying you're going to a guy in the locker room and saying, no, I'm 92. I want 92.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's also that, like, for me, I knew that 50 had to be really good. Like, you couldn't be 50 and get your ass kicked.
Well, it's like trying to take number 12 in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
I would want it. Nope.
Yeah, like if you walk in and they're like, hey, do you want number 11 as a quarterback? You want like 11 or 12? You'd be like, I'll take 11. I'll take 11. Because you don't want to be the guy in the number to where people are like,
what would you do if Mac Jones
hell?
came out at number 12 on his back?
I wouldn't like it. I think because there also has to be some time, like in between players. So this is another thing that happens. Like when Mayo retired and left, like they don't give people that number right away.
Yeah.
So like they'll take a year.
Yeah.
They'll take a year.
They didn't give anybody number 50 the year he retired.
No, it was open, and then the next year I think a special teams kid had it, but he was an older player for that 18 run, I do believe.
Yeah.
And then 19. So like Mayo, I think when Mayo went out, I think the equipment guy was like, "Oh no, I won't give that number out for a season." Because there's almost what's that?
Just in case.
Not almost like just in case. It's almost like a respect thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the second somebody leaves that has been there like a long time and done a lot of things, if you gave it to some kid that's going to get cut in a week or like that's
6th round draft.
Yeah, it's almost like they're not close to like comparing to that. But then over time, like you think Brewski, right?
Yeah.
54. I can't remember who was 54 until High was drafted.
Yeah. I don't think nobody might have been.
No.
Or, like you said, could have been special teams.
But like, think about it. Like, Brewski retired in 09. 2009, I don't think anyone had 54.
I don't think
it was
so.
Open until High was drafted, and then they gave him 54.
Yeah. I think you're right.
So it's kind of the way, like, I'd be surprised if another receiver got 11.
Yeah,
it's
a tough one.
They're not going to give 11 away right now. Though they might give it to like, not maybe, I don't know, backup quarterback. I don't know. They wouldn't give it out to a receiver right now. I don't think
11's a tough one because it's Bledsoe, right? Too. So you get Bledsoe and Edelman.
Yeah. So who is? I mean, like you think of big numbers with the Patriots.
12. But 12 should be retired.
12 should be retired.
Right, like you shouldn't.
12 should be retired. They shouldn't be able to use 12.
I just don't see what, like, I know they wait.
Who
they
is
say
12
wait.
now?
Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody should be 12. I think that they should definitely retire.
I know they try to say like wait until the player retires, wait a few years, then retire the jersey. They should just do it now.
I think it would be disrespectful if they gave 12 to
just
anybody.
Yeah, it would. I think they should just retire.
What if like week 4 they give 12 to like somebody?
Mac Jones gets in for his first start with 12-1.
No, it'd be bad.
No, but I think they should. I mean, this will be Brady's last game in Gillette. I mean, it just will be because they're not coming back here for 8 years.
Yep.
So, or 7 years. I think they should retire his jersey at that game.
I agree. I think that they should do that, but they won't do that.
They won't, but I think they should.
Actually, I take that back. What they should do as a mind manipulator, have a banner covered during the pregame ceremonies.
Don't say anything. Just
stop it.
Drop it.
And say, at this time, we would like to recognize TB12. Drop the banner. Have the family on the field before the game. A little bit of a trickery. And then strike you at the neck.
Then Cam will come on, throw for 300 yards.
Cam ain't throwing for 300. All right. So this is a serious bet here. Cam Newton will not throw for over 300 yards in 2021.
Like total?
No,
the season?
I'm talking about in
game?
one game, he will not throw for over 300 yards.
He did like 2 or 3 times last
He
year.
won't do it this year.
Before he got COVID. He was in a COVID fog.
COVID fog. Year-long COVID fog. So, yeah, the numbers thing is crazy because people definitely do. I was a little bit cuckoo. I wish that I could go back in time and tell, like, 22-year-old Ninko, just relax. Like, take it easy. Don't get too crazy. Because if I had the same mentality at 22 that I did at, like, 30, 28, like, I would have been a lot better off because I was a little bit fickle when it came to, like, the feel. And it's like if I see
really? Really?
Yeah.
You gave the fickle the things like, you know.
Yeah.
Like when it's raining out and you have the towel over your feet because you don't want them to get wet.
Have you ever had wet feet? You ever had wet feet trying to run?
But you put a towel over your feet when it's
you-
raining, and
Listen,
then you go run on a wet field.
No. There's a difference between keeping your feet as dry as possible and having them literally squishing, and every time you take a step, bubbles and water come out of the top of your shoelaces.
But if it's that bad, it's going to be that way no matter what. The field is drenched.
I was able to keep them pretty dry. I'm telling you.
But didn't all the tape and the glue keep the water out?
Yeah, it did. It did a pretty good job.
So
I
why
had
did you put a towel over
waterproof
your
tape.
feet?
I put waterproof tape on my laces. Then I spatted my ankle. And, I mean, I'm telling you.
Why did you put a towel over your feet, then?
I did.
I said, why?
Because it would keep any of the water from just sitting on the leather. You ever have wet leather just like sitting in water? It like absorbs the wetness. I would come off, put a towel on my shoe. Bill would walk up and look at me and go, I wouldn't want your feet to get wet, Rob. You know, like, whoa. They're not wet.
Noticed me.
They're not wet yet, Bill.
Did you do that from like from like game 1 type thing? Like
Yeah,
right
I did
away?
that my whole life.
Okay.
I did not like wet shoes. I hated when I used to have training camp in New Orleans. We were in Jackson, Mississippi, and you would sweat so much that your feet at the end of practice were gurgling. Like you take a step and they go. It was crazy.
So you hated that?
I hated that.
How'd you prevent that? You couldn't, right?
No, couldn't prevent it.
So what would you want not to be fickle about? You were saying that you would tell your younger self.
I would say like what other people's like coaches' thoughts on like how you played and stuff. Because I remember I used to always like think like, man, that's like, they would say something to me. I'd be like, oh man, that's
Like the other team's coaches?
No, like my coach.
Oh.
Because I was always, and then as I got older, but I also think that came with like making big plays, and then you could look at a coach and say, I don't want to be disrespectful to any coaches, but you know, if a coach said like, hey Rob, you know, come inside on that, and I say that guy's tight in alignment, his heavy foot, his weight is heavy in his inside foot, I'm not going to make it in there. That's a stupid play to try and do. I know that. Coaches didn't like a coach, they go by the book. So sometimes there'll be like a play where like a player would say, well, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. When I was young, I used to just do it, and like it might look like I got my ass kicked, but like at the end of the day, I'd start thinking about it and be like, man, he told me to do it. I should have done it. But then as I got older, I would just say, hey, look, coach, like his foot's heavy. He's not going to let me in there. I used my experience and I beat him on the outside and I made the play. And then the coach just says, yeah, you're right. Okay, good job, Rob. You know, like when I was younger, I used to just think about that one play, bad play over and over and over. And I would almost say that Junior, when I talked about Junior earlier, he helped me with that. We were playing Detroit in 2009, and at that point, I was just a special teams player. I like barely got on the field, and Matty P was like, "Hey, like you're in the series." I was like, "Oh man, I'm in." So on this particular play, the back was wide. I was supposed to have the back. Junior was right behind me as the Sam, and he said, "Run, play the run, play the run, play the run, play the run." Like, fuck the back. And I was like, okay, like, play the run. So I hit the tackle. The back wide releases. The quarterback literally just takes the ball and like dumps it to him. and he runs for 50 yards. Like I'm and the whole time I'm like, oh, there goes my chance. Like that's Junior blitzed, so like he was even supposed to be in like zone coverage. He like hit the B gap coming in hot. So like when they literally just did that, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
Like nobody there. And Bill's screaming, like I get off on the sidelines, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, going crazy. And Junior walked up to him and said, my bad, buddy. That's on me. Next play. So I'm like, yeah, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You can say that. Like, I'm a freaking, like, special teams guy.
I just
They're
got my number.
Cut my ass. They're going to cut my ass. And that year, it was New Year's Day in the locker room. I was at my locker. It was like 7 a.m. I was getting ready to go to team meeting, and Junior came in, and he must have not, like, I don't know. He must have been out all night. It was New Year's Day, so New Year's Eve, he probably was having a good time or with people. He sat down. He goes, buddy. Only thing he said to me, he goes, buddy, you think too much. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, if you stop thinking so much and just go play, you're going to be a lot better. You think way too much. I was like, all right. Well, all right. Thank you. And then that was it. That's all he said to me. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I probably overthink things. And I probably get
overthought the overthinking.
Everything. You know, like if I missed a play, and then there, even like 2010, 11, like there'd be moments where I'd give up like a 2-yard play, like 2 yards. And I'd come off the field and be like pissed off and like thinking about it. And like, man, I can't believe he got 2 yards. And then Bill be like, look, it's like 3rd and 8. Like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. We're good. It's actually 3rd and long right now. Like, 2 yards is okay. 10 yards is too much. 2 yards, if he falls forward, like, that's a good play. It's a plus play. Even though he gained 2 yards, it's a positive thing that he didn't gain 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So, like, that helped me out in a sense of not being so hard on myself and, like, literally going through a play over and over and over and over and over again. Because, I mean, I would, like, play an away game. Like, we'd play in, say we played in, I don't know, Denver. Play in Denver. Fly home. It's like 3 a.m. I would just go in there and watch the tape.
What, after, like, in the stadium?
Yeah, like, we'd get in. And, like, once you get in, it takes, like, a half hour to an hour for everybody to unpack. But then they load the game up, and the coaches just go in and, like, do the breakdown. So then that next day they can get home on a Monday instead of like being there all day and then like not being home. So I would go and watch the tape too right when it popped up, and I'd be in there till like 5 or 6. Like, I just wanted to watch my mistakes and see what I screwed up on, because I didn't, like, I could have had like a big tackle or a sack, but I wanted to see all my bad plays, and then I'd watch them and be like, oh God, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? You know?
It's like when you watch a game now.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a game now. I don't see any good plays. I just see all the bad stuff.
So after a game though, would you just not go home? If you're there
No,
at
I would.
6?
I would just no.
Do you have practice like right after that?
I would just probably go and work out. Usually, if you got in late, they would push that back.
Oh.
But if it was like an early game, say we played like New York in New York, and we got home at like it was a 1:00 game. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're home by 7. You watch the tape. You're home by like 9. You know, I'd be home by like 9. Go to bed. Get up early. Go work out. But like a home game, we would play the game, and I would just go right into the film room and just watch the game, like right after the game. Or, which I did a lot too, is if it was a late game, like an 8:00 game, I play the 8:00 game. You're jacked up anyway. I wasn't going to bed till 3 or 4 or 5. I wouldn't go to bed till like 4 a.m. on night games. Because like at 8, you got to think, if you play an 8:00 game, think about playing a football game at 8:00 at night, and it's done by 11. Yeah. Like, you're freaking like jacked up. Like, I wouldn't just say, oh, I'm tired. Like, after the game, I'd be, whoa, okay. Like, then I'd want to watch the game. I'd go back home and rewatch the TV copy just to see, because sometimes you can see better angles. And then I'd just yell at myself, like, what are you doing? You missed that play.
Then eventually go to bed.
Then eventually I'd just, it'd take a long time.
Yeah. It's good to take a little break here and come back.
Cut. Let's take a break.
See you guys.
So we're back, the Dan and Ninko show. So recently, luckily, I was talking to my financial guy, Lee, and I was asking him, like, hey, should I take like 10, 20, throw it in crypto? Should I take 10, 20, throw it in, some...
You're talking about like 10, 20 million?
No. If that was the case, I wouldn't even be here. I'd be in Miami, Florida, somewhere on a beach. I was thinking like the Bitcoin and the Dogecoin and the Dog Coin and all these coins. Everyone's talking about crypto. Should have gotten crypto. Well, I guess crypto, because China just put a restriction on crypto and what people can do with it. I think it like literally dropped. I mean, I think it was at 60,000 per coin for Bitcoin, and it dropped to like 30 in one day. Do you like the crypto thing that everyone's, I see people on Instagram and people all over like, should have gotten crypto, and then like of a picture of like the chart, and I want to say, like, I want to be like, show me how many coins you own, like show me that you actually own coins, because I guarantee your ass is just showing that to like flex and be like, I made a ton of money, but you really don't have any coins.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't own one coin. Like, I don't own any crypto. I don't. When my neighbor actually was like, I'm gonna put like $500 into Dog Coin. Is it Doge?
Doge.
I'm gonna put $500 on it because Elon's coming on Saturday Night Live. Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live.
It.
He literally tanked it by saying that it was just like a made up currency and like nobody understands it, and like everyone can control it, and it like dropped by half. So that, like, for me, it almost is like, I mean, I know our paper money is basically monopoly, but the crypto, to me, I just don't get the crypto and how somebody could have, I think there's some guy that has, I don't know, like 100 million in Bitcoin, but he can't like access that because
he forgot his password.
He like forgot his password, so it like disappears.
You have
so
like 20 something attempts, and he's at say you have 24 attempts, he's on like number 23 already. So he's got one more attempt.
So like you could actually just watch
but who gets
100 million evaporate.
My thing is, who gets that money though?
I don't. It probably goes into the miners, or like somebody is just like, yes, we got more to mine.
So why don't you just go change his password again? Like, even if he gets the right one, like you change it to like 2 instead of 1.
So and then another thing too, like you think about like the stock market or like anything that has to deal with a stock. If you own the stock and you're a big profile person, you can't manipulate your stocks and then like buy or sell. That's basically insider trading.
Yeah, it's called fraud.
Exactly. So they, just like China is doing, like they're gonna have to put in some type of stipulation on if you own, like Elon Musk. Okay, like what's Tesla own like 150 billion or whatever they bought, like a million, or I don't know what it was, the exact number. How much?
A lot.
They bought a lot of
money.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, you can buy a car through Bitcoin. But then they went back and said, oh, you can't do that anymore. You can't buy a Tesla through Bitcoin. So that fluctuation of, we can manipulate the market up or down with what we say. Like literally Elon Musk could shoot a text out and like raise his own values of what he owns.
Well, everybody doesn't realize the stock market wasn't regulated at points. In the 70s and 80s, stock market wasn't regulated.
Well, the stock,
people bumped stock and all that.
There's things that happen in the stock market, I can guarantee you, that manipulate buying and selling.
Yes, but they go after people a lot more now on that. Like you see a lot more cases of insider trading and people got arrested for getting their kids into school because they faked like a rowing thing or manipulated grades, and they went to jail for that. So there's at least people out there monitoring it enough But on crypto, nobody's monitoring it. There's nothing.
Well, my real question is, if you have crypto, how can you take that? I mean, you put real money into unknown money. So it's like if I took a real amount of money, $100,000 of real money out of my bank account, and I put it into crypto, there is still an unknown of what that actually is.
Yeah.
So if you were to go up to somebody and say, look, I'll trade you $100,000 of your money to my $100,000 of literally like paper monopoly money, people would probably say, no, I'm not doing that. But people are willing to give over whatever they feel is a great investment, risk investment for crypto, with an unknown of what that actually is. Like, I would love to know what the end game in crypto is going to be. Is crypto going to become more powerful than our actual dollar? Because I don't think any government would allow a cryptocurrency that's created by somebody become more powerful than the actual money that they govern their government.
No government will, because they need other forms of currency.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Chinese need the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar needs yen. All these governments need that. They have money in their money too.
Exactly.
But the same thing. Remember the GameStop thing?
Yeah.
Like last year?
Yeah, that was like a
they all got into a chat room. They pumped it way up.
They pumped it up,
and then it just
boom,
fell. I mean, people lost everything they had on it because they waited a day. And it wasn't like it's not like a millionaire losing $100,000, right? It's people that had $3,000 in their bank account, and they put $3,000 on it and they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, another thing that's crazy to me, have you seen the how much trading cards have gone up in value?
Don't get me into this shit. A trading card is an actual touchable physical.
Not anymore.
Physical. That's a trading card. It's in pristine condition. It looks beautiful. The edges are perfectly crisp. It has never seen a human hand in a case that's worth $2 million. And then they have these NFTs, which are basically a digital photo.
It's a picture.
I can go screenshot anything and just make it mine. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not going to try and sell it. But anyway, people are paying ridiculous amounts of money, millions of dollars, for like pictures of like a dog in NFT, or like a flower in NFT, or a freaking Rob Gronkowski. I could go find a picture of Rob Gronkowski if I want to like have a nice picture in my house. Like, hey, that's Rob Gronkowski. He's my teammate. Was my teammate. Cool. Like,
I just understand. Like, you get like a Rob Gronkowski like game used jersey or something like that, right?
It's a real tangible thing. And I know everyone's like, well, a photo, an actual, or like a Picasso painting, that's different. A Picasso that you pay a lot of money for. I go pay
$1 million.
I can do this, and I could say, I'm touching the same canvas, or I'm actually feeling what Picasso touched. A NFT is literally somebody's made up digital photo, art, music, whatever. And yeah, I get it. You own the actual link to the rights of the copy and forever own that. I think it's completely, absolutely ridiculous. Like, go pay that. I'll go buy a nice car with my 180, 60 G's. I don't know. Nothing close to $2 million.
Hit the gas and go.
And I can go hit the gas. I can go pay $8 a gallon, which gas will be $8 a gallon by the end of the summer. I can guarantee you that. So, you can take those. Let's not get into that, because all that money is going to go right into your gas tank unless you want to plug it in, which that power comes from coal anyway.
I like these NFTs. People are paying millions of dollars.
I don't get the NFT. The NFT makes no sense.
I could get if somebody paid like $500.
So one of my buddies, Rob Yeager, Rob, what's up? I've talked about you before. He'll be like, yeah, but an NFT is like you own the digital rights to that, whatever it is, forever. I'm like, yeah.
Or I could own like a Ted Williams rookie card.
Or I can own something that I take it and I can like hold it and look at it and touch it, and I put it in my safe and I go, yeah, that's mine. Like, that I own. So like, what I should do, I should make an NFT Super Bowl ring. and people can have a
They give a digital copy the rights to your ring.
Of the rights of a photo to a Super Bowl.
Your ring.
That's a freaking great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You can take a video of it on your finger.
Yeah, I can do a video,
around.
and you have the rights to whatever. You could do whatever you want to it, but I own the actual ring. I own my own ring.
How much do you sell it for?
The rights to that?
Yeah.
That'd go up to auction. I don't know.
Oh, you go to auction?
Yeah, see what people would want to pay for it.
I could get in the ground floor and give you like $100,000 for it.
Perfect.
See if it brings like $2 million.
Perfect.
But regular trading cards though are going way up in value too. I mean, I remember when I was a kid.
I understand the regular trading card thing. Just like a Tom Brady.
Do you see like the fights that are happening in stores for like packs to come out? You know, Target had to take out baseball cards, Pokemon cards, and all that because there was fights.
I have literally boxes and boxes of trading cards in my mom's house.
Yeah, you gotta go find.
I need to go find. I have like one of the books. I have like a Joe Montana. I have all these. I have a Drew Bledsoe. I have all these like perfectly pristine
you gotta go get
packs of cards.
What are you gonna do when your mom tells you
at my parents' house?
Rob, there was a flood in the basement a few years ago, and all your cards are gone.
My dad was saying that when he went to Vietnam, he went off to the military. His mom, Rosie, I love you, Grandma Rosie. He said, oh yeah, all my stuff was like just like he had cards. He had like baseball cards. Like I think she just said, here, he doesn't want them.
That's
I know my grandma watches the show. Grandma, I love you. Maybe he gave them away. Maybe my dad sold them. I don't know. He's shady. He could do that. Papa Ninko might have sold them for a bike or something.
So I remember at my house, I used to have. I don't know if you remember the WWF wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I had every
the
single
actual
one of them.
real ones.
Yeah,
the rubber ones with the ring and everything.
Both the rubbers and the plastic ones. And
you had the rubbers.
Yeah.
You got like 4 kids.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
no,
that's how you get 4 kids.
Didn't work.
You don't have that because they got thrown out. But I had every single one of them, and then it was like a few years later. I go, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna come by and get that stuff because I want to give them to the kids or something like that."
Gone.
She's like, "Yeah, there was a flood in the basement a few years ago, and they got ruined. I threw them out. They're worth like
they're worth a lot. Yeah,
tons of money right now. You can't get them.
That's bad.
But that's what it all is. I mean, everything is huge money right now. Like,
who wants a '65 Corvette? I drove it here today.
Do you have a walker in the back of it?
No, I have the
Does it come with a cane?
Air Apaches, all white. That's what I'm gonna wear. Nike Air Apaches.
You gonna go pick up some charcoal for your grill?
I don't do charcoal. What are you talking about? Straight. Oh, I'm an old guy. Old guys don't do charcoal. They do gas. They do gas grill.
That's probably what you do too.
I do gas grill.
How particular are you on the grill? Is it bad?
What is that? What do you mean by like?
Like nobody can come. Like if you're grilling, like nobody can come over near you.
No.
Nobody's
Usually I'm
tell
the
you
only.
How to flip the burgers.
No, you don't tell me how to flip a burger.
That's what I mean.
You gotta have it's a time thing. It's got to be 5 minutes per side. Wait till the juices get to the top. Don't push. You don't smash anything on the grill. You just flip it. Let the juices flow out naturally. But anyway,
very particular.
I'm a little bit crazy, but it could be a bad thing. Could be a good thing because if I wasn't particular, maybe I didn't get to the NFL. Maybe I didn't do the things that I've been able to do. Maybe I don't have a pristine car that I could sell because it would be like, oh, it's used, it's fine. Like, Carvana. I have no idea how anyone buys anything off of Carvana.
You would freak out. You would freak out.
Listen.
We should do a show where you buy a car in Carvana.
Listen,
and
I'm driving on the interstate.
interstate.
I'm doing 65 miles an hour, doing the speed limit. And I see a Carvana truck. It's driving past me. I look at it. I go, look at that freaking dent. I wonder if that person knows there's a dent there. Then I'm looking. I said, oh, nope. That doesn't look clean. Doesn't look like a clean car at all. Looks like it might have been up in freaking Nebraska or something, just full of salt.
We got to do that.
I don't want anything.
We gotta have you buy a car in Carvana and then video when it comes in.
No way. Listen, if you want to buy a car, I know everybody's into this. Like, I want no hassle. I just want to. If you buy a car, I would buy one from like a Dan O'Brien dealership because you can come in, you can actually look at it with your own eyes. You can take a test drive. You can, if it's used like Carvana, they don't like select a car from, 2005 Katrina, Louisiana that was flooded out. And you're like, oh, this thing's great. Look at it. It's awesome. Even smells like a freaking pine tree in here. It's great. Like you have no idea all the little things that people just get tricked with. Okay, so for example, I'm looking for a 63, 64 Impala. I love Impalas. I want a 63, 64 Impala. Somebody hit me up. Come check out this Impala in Quincy. Clean car. Perfect car. Beautiful. Restored like the 90s or something. I go look at this car. You could see where they hacked up the quarters, like they literally like sawed off the quarters. I went in the trunk on an Impala. They had like a step down, like it's like a lower step, and then the gas tank's actually in front of this little step down in the trunk, and then they had the wheel wells on the right side, and there's like this long piece in front of that panel. And usually from the factory, all that metal is like it's like one piece. There was like a triangle cut out of one side, just hack welded and then like bed lined. And then on the other side, there was like this big rectangle looking like cut rhino line, like bed lined. And it was basically a piece of crap. So just like anything, you have to in person inspect. I couldn't imagine buying a car sight unseen. Funny story. And I'll tell you this story. My wife's grandmother bought a Escalade. Mama, love you, Mama. She's like 92. She bought an Escalade. She's very particular. She bought an Escalade from the dealership. They made the mistake of driving the Escalade from the dealership to her home. Brand new car. Pull up to her house, knock on her door. Here's your Escalade. She looked at him. Well, that's not a new car. You drove it here. That's used. So they had to take that Escalade back. I mean, I'm sure they sold it new.
Yeah.
They had to literally get an Escalade from the dealership, put it up on a truck, drive it to her, and deliver it off the truck. And at that point, she even said, that's got 5 miles on it. And I had to say, Mama, like, there's going to be a couple miles on it because when they build it, like, they got to move it to get. She literally wanted an Escalade with 0,000 miles on it. I mean, I understand that. I understand, like, this guy comes up, like, the salesman, like, hey, got your Escalade, brand new Escalade. And she's like, no, I don't want that. Take it back. It's got miles. You got like 8 miles on it. I want no miles. I'm not buying a car from Carvana. Sorry, Carvana. Don't come after me. I'm particular. I would make sure that car that I'm buying is perfect. You want to do it?
Yeah, you buy a car.
I'm not buying a car from Carvana. I'm not doing it.
Why?
We'll actually purchase it through Dan O'Brien, the dealerships.
We sell them cars.
Do you?
Yeah.
Let's not tell everybody that. Let's keep that.
What?
Keep that between us.
We go through our cars, and the ones that aren't the greatest, we put up, and they buy
Oh, no.
them.
So that's what it is. So the car. So listen to this, people, if you're going to buy a Carvana. If a car is traded into a dealership and the dealership doesn't want to have it on their lot, they let it go to them. So then that's the car you're buying, which they're actually making a shit ton of money. So
Who?
Carvana. Yeah.
Carvana loses money every month.
Do they really?
They got a crazy cash burn. The problem is just think about it, right? If they have to, like we can trade in a car, right? Like, so if I want to take in a 2019 Ram 1500, we call customers that we've sold them to, have them come in, trade it in, buy a car.
Yeah.
We take it in for the right amount of money.
Yep.
We then take that car, say we don't want it. We sell it to Carvana for all the money of what it's worth. Then they have to take the car They have to recondition it. They have to do this. And because you can't see the car, it's not like you can price the car high, right? Like you can't price it and make $2 or $3
Yeah, it's got to
grand.
be priced.
You're pricing it to make $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Then you got to have the car delivered to them. You got to go through the paperwork process and all that. They lose money like every single month. But Tesla did the same thing. Tesla burns tons and tons of money. They're at the point of starting to make money. Stock market's a big Ponzi scheme if you think about it.
Because then they're making money on the people putting the money into.
They're getting all that cash. They're getting the business and all that. Yeah. And it's different when you have a big business.
I don't own Tesla or Carvana, so.
But it's different though. If you're running a big business, right? Like when you make a $10 million decision, when it's not your money, can you really make it a good decision if it's not your money? It's somebody else's money?
Not at all. That's why I went to Northwestern Business School, and basically the whole class was based on protecting your own investment. Mm-hmm. Like if you have your money, skin in the game, call it skin in the game. If your skin's in the game,
everything looks different.
Everything looks different. If you have no skin in the game, that's why the number one rule when you invest anything is time. So you want to know time. How long is this going to take me? Because you could take, somebody could promise you all the freaking greatest things in the world, but they never give you a timeline on that. So if you take your money and you put it into something, but it takes 10, 20 to 30 years to get that same amount of money back, plus you don't know the investment amount that you're going to get back in return. In the plus side, time is number one and skin in the game is number two. If somebody comes to me and they want my money, but they don't have skin in the game, there's not a dollar I'm going to give them. You got to have skin in the game. Plus my skin in the game makes me understand that you're also going to have the same amount of investment and priority in getting my money back in a certain amount of time.
Yep.
So always remember that. It's skin in the game. Actually, time, skin in the game. Because you can have if nobody's going to tell you the time, the first thing I ask somebody, if they ask me about anything, I go, how long do you expect me to get my money back first, and how long do I make my profits? Because a lot of people, if they're approaching somebody for an investment, the people that are approaching someone are getting their money back first.
Yeah.
The other people are getting their money back after the initial round of people getting their skin in the game back. So then you're kind of like an afterthought, like, oh, I got my money back. Like, Ninko? Nah. 10 years maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I got my shit.
Pay when we get them.
I got mine back.
Pay when we get them.
Exactly. So, yeah, skin in the game is huge. That's like anything in this world. If you don't have any money into it, then you don't put the same amount of effort and time and
it's blood, sweat, and tears.
Just like Dan O'Brien. I mean, look, he didn't start this damn business because he didn't have any skin in the game. He started it with his own skin in the game. And then he made sure that shit had to go the right way.
You got to. That's the biggest thing. Back to football, there's reports that have come out that the coaches and the team and everything is so impressed with Mac Jones.
I love Mac Jones. That guy, he's coming in hot.
So is he closing in on the Brady in your mind?
The Brady what?
Like where you have Brady on to a level as?
No. Let's pump the brakes.
Closing.
No. They're not even close yet. The guy hasn't played a football game yet. He's above Cam Newton right now. He's my starter day one.
So what do you think with 4 quarterbacks on the roster now?
It doesn't matter. Come on.
They signed Hoyer.
Well, yeah, I love Hoyer. I sacked him. I gave him a concussion.
But you have Hoyer?
I saw him the other day. He was like, thanks for giving me a concussion.
Oh, really?
Said, no, that wasn't me. That was Keem Hicks gave you the concussion. No, he sacked him. He was with the Texans.
Oh.
Hit the shit out of him. Oh, yeah.
But you have Stidham, Mac Jones, Cam Newton, Brian Hoyer.
Okay. Let me just put it to you this way.
What's your prediction?
Let me put it to you this way.
They're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. They're probably not carrying 3 either.
All you have to do is look at last year. They wouldn't give Stidham a shot, even though Cam was, couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. They didn't give him a shot. Hoyer, they literally were like, no, like he's never going to play again.
They put him in. He played 3 quarters against the Kansas City.
No, that doesn't matter.
He took the sack, like a 20-yard sack from 20.
That's because listen, he was in that, and after that, how many times did he play?
Yeah, none.
Exactly.
Because Cam was back.
So all they're doing is trying to have a good group of veteran. Hoyer's a veteran.
So you think Hoyer just brought in, though, for Mac Jones?
Yeah, yes.
Like the mentor,
yes.
like almost be a quarterback coach.
Listen. Don't be surprised if on the roster it's Mac Jones and Brian Hoyer. Don't be surprised.
Without Cam?
Don't be surprised if Cam's not here and Brian Hoyer, because who's the cheaper version of backup quarterback?
Well, Cam's making like $2 million a year.
Doesn't matter. What's Brian Hoyer making?
They didn't release it yet.
Exactly.
Sure, it's probably $1 million.
Yeah, less than Cam Newton.
You really think that
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be. They're not going to keep.
So week 1 will be the
I want to know
will be Mac Jones and Brian Hoyer.
I want to know what they paid Brian Hoyer guaranteed, because if it's anywhere close to what they paid Cam Newton guaranteed, they'll cut Cam Newton because he's going to make $5 billion in 2021. If Brian Hoyer is going to make 2 or 3 or less than that, then they're going to go with Brian Hoyer, and Mac Jones is going to be the starter.
So you're still on the Mac Jones week 1 starting.
Mac Jones week 1 starter. Who's impressed? Coaches, everybody.
It's been a rookie minicamp.
Doesn't matter.
Stop. It's
Doesn't matter.
Minicamp.
Because guess what? They can put this phone book in front of Mac Jones and they can run it all. Okay? They know that the sample of offensive play with Cam is not as much as what they want to put in. They want to put in this, but they got to deal with this. So this versus this, ask anyone.
So
size matters.
You think Belichick will do the first?
I don't know.
The first time in his life he'll start a rookie quarterback week 1.
Yep. He's going to be a starter.
Stop.
That's my thought. Because I know
I think the only way he started,
at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. When somebody can throw versus when somebody can't, you want the guy that can throw. I want the guy that can drop back and throw a ball. I don't want the guy that's going to drop back and freaking run around.
Why?
I want the guy that can throw.
Mahomes
Because he can't run. Mahomes is faster than Cam Newton, and he can throw. Don't even bring up Mahomes and Cam. Who can throw better?
Didn't Mac Jones?
Who can throw better? Cam Newton or freaking Pat Mahomes?
Yeah, Pat.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm almost positive, didn't Mac Jones run a faster 40 time than Patrick Mahomes?
I don't care about Mac Jones' 40 time. I don't care about anything.
Than Mahomes.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Nope, not anymore. Did you see Cam Newton last year? He can't run anymore either. He can't run. He's not quick.
It's COVID fog.
He might be able to get going like this.
I'm talking about around the country for the last year.
I'm talking.
COVID impacts lives.
I'm talking
crazy. It impacted Cam.
That's just an excuse.
They brought him back. They wouldn't bring him back if it wasn't an excuse.
They didn't know they were going to get the 15th pick. They didn't know that Mac Jones would fall to 15. If they knew Mac Jones would fall to 15, they'd have had Stidham and Hoyer on the roster, and Cam Newton would have been a free agent. That's my thought.
There's rumors that's going around that they're trying to acquire either Julio Jones or Odell Beckham Jr.
Get Julio. Don't get Odell.
The rumor is J.C. Jackson for Odell.
Don't. Do J.C. Jackson for Julio.
No, I think get Julio.
Who would you rather, Julio?
Julio.
Yes.
But Julio's
OBJ is a me guy. He's a freaking spin the ball. Like, you watch him. I love to watch guys in pregame. I love to watch it. There's some guys that in pregame they're the same. Doesn't matter if a camera's on them or not. They're like running the routes. They're doing the same thing. When OBJ's got a camera on him, he's a different dude.
Yeah.
He gets more amplified. He gets more talkative. He spins the ball and kicks a field goal. Like, do your receiver. I don't give a shit if you can kick a field goal. Yeah. Anybody can kick a field goal.
The thing I don't like is, like, they praise him for, like, that one-handed catch back here.
Take the glove off him, it bounces off his hand.
Or the other thing is, where was your other hand?
No, like, you got kids all over the country trying to
do this.
They're trying to catch a ball one-handed,
yeah.
And guess what? They lose the football game.
But that's the thing is, like, Julio plays the right way every time.
Julio is a better route runner. He's more consistent, and he's more competitive.
It's like Julio Jones' acquisition would almost be like a Randy Moss acquisition, it seems like.
Exactly.
At this time in their career. Like, they're not the elite like overall best receiver, but they're the best for somebody that can get them the ball.
I don't even think OBJ runs like crispy route. I think that he's so athletic that he's. What has OBJ done since making like the one-handed catch? Like I don't. What's that?
He's got hurt pretty well.
He's gotten hurt every year. Yeah. Like I just don't think he's done anything. Like he's got paid a lot. I don't know.
I just keep looking. I just always go back to that catch that Julio made.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I said, "Holy!"
I was there in the stands, and I'm like, "There's no way he caught that."
And he caught it.
You know, they got his feet down. He caught it like
it was insane. It was the craziest catch I've ever seen.
On the hash goes out.
The second he caught it, I was like, "Well, it was a good effort, boys." In the second half,
that's what I thought too. And then they threw it up on the screen. It's like, wow, he got his feet down on that ball.
Yeah, Julio. He was a monster. Julio is like hella impressive, like super impressive, very competitive, quiet. You don't want you don't want guys that want the camera on them.
Yeah.
You don't want guys that are like, camera's on me.
Julio Jones is a Kia dealer.
Does he?
Yeah.
Be perfect. You guys could team up.
I wasn't too happy. I tried to buy that Kia store, and he beat me out on it. Well, him and his investment team or whatever.
Yeah,
but right outside of Alabama Stadium and everything in Tuscaloosa. He got a Kia and Mazda dealership.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Kia's flying high right now.
Crazy.
Telluride. Parents love it. Go get yourself a Kia.
What does Papa Ninko think of it?
Oh, he
Best
loves
thing ever?
it every day. He's like, I love this car. It's better than a Mercedes. I said, yeah, it is. It's smoother.
Like the black rims?
He loves the black rims.
What about your mom?
She loves them now.
Okay.
She's into it. She's 100% into it. Telluride. What was that one?
SX.
SX.
Prestige.
Yeah. Prestige.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Heads up display and all that. They got the Dune interior too, I think.
The Noon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice stuff, right?
Hey.
Ninko's going to be driving one soon.
Family car. I wish they made like an XL one, longer one, because Paige is stuck on this like I want an XL.
You're going to pay 10 grand over sticker?
No. I'm not paying anything. I'm actually going to like give her a nice, I'm going to give a nice like rehab to her car, shampoo the carpets, get a little dentless paint repair guy to come get all the dents out. She did just run over a rock she hit a rock. She's like, I hit a rock. Like, yeah. Only like 3-foot rock. It's
okay.
okay.
Were you doing the whole car?
No, just the front bumper. But we have kids, so there's Cheerios everywhere. It's all right.
There's no Cheerios in your car, though?
No. No Cheerios in mine.
Not in the Hellcat?
Actually, yesterday I went to go get ice cream, and Everett knocked the whole ice cream cone over into my truck. But it was okay. It was black interior.
You freak out, though?
I just threw it right out.
No, you didn't.
Sucked it up. Actually, me and Paige...
You were driving back.
No, it wasn't as bad. He was screaming because the ice cream cone was like literally on his lap and then leaking down into his crotch. But I was like, all right, you're fine. You're fine. The thing that got me a little bit more angry is me and Paige went to play golf 2 days ago. And she spit something. Like she had like a gummy bear. And she's like, this is gross. And she sprayed gummy bears all down the side of my truck. I got out. I'm like... Yeah, I have like gummy bears all down the side of my truck.
You're pissed, huh?
I was a little bit upset. But it's all right. I just washed it. It's no big deal. I'll just wash it again. Only takes me 3 hours. It's all
you
good.
You were pissed, though?
I was a little pissed.
How long did it take you to overcome that? Like, does it take...
No, it takes
a few hours?
Yeah, well, I have a couple beers. I'm all right. All right. Well, you know what I think this is? I think this is a great time to wrap up this show, episode 31. We had fun, right?
Yeah.
And my little guy here, Dan, the stuffed animal pro from the Stuffed Animal Pros, are going to say, keeping it awesome. Episode 31. Okay. And then hopefully next week, are we going to go to Boom?
Lord Hobo?
Lord Hobo?
Either Lord Hobo, I think, or maybe golf, right?
Keeping it awesome. Oh, we could golf too. If we golf, though, somebody's going to lose a lot of money.
You won't bet anything.
No, I won't. I won't bet. Maybe some money. Maybe some cash. No cars, though, because you have way too many.
So, like some cash?
We could do cash.
Like longest drive.
We could do that.
Lowest score in a hole.
Or we could play basketball. We could play horse. I know you're a basketball guy, but I'll cross you over.
Like in a game of horse or something like that?
Yeah, a game of horse. All around the court.
That could be good.
We'll figure it out. All right. So next week, we're going to try to do a brewery or golf.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. But we'll see you guys next week. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the whole 9 yards.
Do it.
And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.